Hi, my name's Abigail Bennett, and this is my Week 8 discussion. So, some of the intuitive eating principles that I've been working through, I actually try to do implement most of them. But rejecting diet focus and diet culture, that's something I've always been working through, with my friends, my family, always promoting, stay away from a diet, kind of change your overall just behavior around food. And then listening to the body's cues for hunger and fullness, that's a big one. Just understanding when you're full, not overeating, not undereating, learning, when your stomach starts to feel full and listening to that. And then removing good and bad from certain foods. I think I know just about every single person in my life who labels foods as good and bad. And I hate that because, then you feel this guilt when you eat certain foods. And it's just not a good habit to be in at all. And then working through negative thoughts around food. Again, that kind of goes with the good and bad, but a lot of people do have negative feelings around certain foods. They might hear, oh, fat's bad for you, and then they don't want to eat an avocado, even though an avocado has so many nutrients, Making meals enjoyable. I'm also a personal trainer, and I talk to a lot of my clients about what they eat, and just to hear them, they say, oh, well, I'm trying to eat for fuel, and I'm trying to, I try to be understanding and, validate that because I understand you're eating for fuel, but also, you should be enjoying your food too. It shouldn't be just an act of, I need to get in so much protein, carbs, and fat a day. And then finding the emotional management without the use of food. Again, in personal training, I was actually just talking to a client yesterday, and she was telling me how she stress eats a lot. And it's the only thing that just makes her feel better when she's super stressed at work. So with that, it's what I recommended is finding some, for her, I didn't say this, but, I gave her some examples of some low-calorie foods that she, she's going to stress eat. She's got this impulse to pick up food when she's stressed. Try something a little lower calorie. That way you're not just snacking on, calorie-dense foods. And then appreciating all bodies. I think as, time progresses, we're in 2024 and it's getting better, the body positivity movement and all, but I would like to see that everybody can accept all different body styles and not prioritize certain ones over the others. And then movement. That's just something I'm big on, even if it's swimming, canoeing, pickleball, walking, whatever it is, just finding some movement. And then picking foods that are good for health and taste. So again, going back to making meals enjoyable, we should be enjoying what we're eating. It shouldn't just be eating, broccoli and rice cakes or something crazy. That wouldn't be that much fun. So picking foods that taste good, but also, bring you good nutrition. And then some of the health benefits from intuitive eating, I know there's so many, but these were just some off the top of my head, but it does help improve your overall well-being and mental health. I think the mental health aspect is a big part of eating and nutrition and weight and health overall. So just being able to find that balance and seeing that your mental health can get better with it is a really nice thing. And then of course, with eating a balanced diet and not having severe restrictions on one end, it can help to create a healthy weight and, to better maintain that. I live a life where I try to be very balanced, but I know certain people in my life who do the yo-yo diets and they're, my sister, for example, she literally lost 70 pounds, in a certain period of time. Gained even more than that back. So she's always, for the last 10 years of my life, I can remember, she's just been going back and forth. So even I try to teach her about these intuitive eating concepts to help her find that balance. And then I also just really like the benefit of a balanced diet. So, without restricting anything or condemning anything for being bad, you get to include the food you like and then also include the healthy foods so that you get the nutrition, and all the stuff that you need. So to continue using the skills from this course, these are the ones that I want to continue with. So the MI focus questions with clients, that is something that I've really enjoyed from this class. I think I've said it a million times in these discussions, but it just makes the conversation so much easier with somebody. It's less, stop and go, and it allows it to flow. It feels very natural, helps you build a connection. So that's something I'm always going to use. being aware of body language and eye contact. So also, when you go see a client, these are weight and health and all these things that go along. It's just a very sensitive subject for people. So keeping in mind how you're being, or how your body, appears to somebody else is very important. And then, I really like the empathy part of this course, even though I've heard it in plenty of the other courses, but this course did focus a lot on, having empathy. So I want to find ways to practice empathy daily, so that it's just a natural thing that always comes, even though I would say I'm empathetic, but I wouldn't say I'm always empathetic in every single situation. I would rather be even more empathetic if I could. So I want to keep practicing that, and then practicing cultural competence. I think that's something you can never practice enough of, because there's always going to be cultures and diets, or not diets, but dietary intake in that culture that is different than what I'm used to. So continuing to educate myself and practice that. And then what I've learned from watching others' videos in this course is that we all kind of share some struggles. It's nice to see, that not everybody found it so easy to come up with certain questions, to practice things. So it was nice to see that I wasn't the only one. I wasn't alone. And then it also was a good way for me to learn more in my strategies and questions. I was able to kind of pull from other people's and, kind of reinvent mine into better questions. And then it also showed me different ways that, other people show empathy, and then different ways to practice cultural competence. So that was something I really enjoyed from watching everyone else's. And then that